Welcome to Switch Clicks Podcast, episode 103, recorded on September 27th, 2022. In this episode, we'll be discussing our first impressions on Splatoon 3 and our experience with the recent Splatfest. My name is Dakota, and today I'm joined by Nathan.
Are you a kid or are you a squid?
And Tyler.
I think I'm a kid.
So obviously, this weekend was the first post-launch Splatfest, which was for Gear, Grub, or Fun. And if you missed it, on our YouTube channel, we uploaded the first episode of a new series we'll be doing. It's a monthly series called Objectively Correct Splatfest, where we write a script and go really in depth on which Splatfest option is objectively correct, provided animation by Tyler.
Animation is a delicate word, but yes.
And we also just want to thank you guys for probably the biggest launch of a series we've had. Now, mind you, we've only launched one other series, but that video is doing very well. So let's get started.
Yes, the Splatfest. I guess the one burning question is, I guess people would be asking is, how many tricolor battles have we gotten to? We've only, at least Dakota, you and me, we've only ever ran into one tricolor battle together. And everything else was just regular turf wars, and
yeah,
and I think this was like the biggest complaint. Battle. Exactly.
Although I didn't play a ton.
Like if you were to go back to the demo back in August, like tricolor battles they would appear like 75% of the time. It was really common. Like it was even harder to get onto a regular turf war battle because of that.
What was the problem with them being common?
I guess the fact that they were just so chaotic. The defending team basically, depending on the map that we were playing, the defending team would be left so exposed that there would be just no real strategy involved, or like you.
I'm starting to realize I have no idea what tricolor battles are. A defending team, huh?
Yeah. So, long story short, you have three teams. Okay. So the two losing teams in the Splatfests go into this battle in teams of two. And then the third team, which is the winning one, goes into it with a team of four and defends the middle section of the map. While getting the most.
That's why Big Man was getting snubbed.
Yeah, Big Man got snubbed twice. Got snubbed after his first.
Big Man is so sad. And I maybe will pick whatever his is next month out of pity.
Is that a bit of a hint towards what we'll choose in the next Operation OCS?
Who knows? I do hope that eventually we have one where we're all very divided, because then that would be a very interesting episode.
And for reference, let me try to think. I think me and Nathan, we were playing Friday night for a long time, right? Or is that Saturday night?
Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night. I believe we played for like 5 to 6 hours straight.
Yeah, that was when the halftime hit, I think.
Yeah, and we only hit the Splatfest once. We hit multiple 10Xs. We hit one 100X in that afternoon, which we won. Gear Rise Up.
Wow. The following day, same idea, just like no tricolors at all. But there was a really magical moment where Dakota and I were just pleading the game. Like we were begging the game to give us one more. We were at like the very last minutes of the lobby.
We had literally 45 seconds to get into a lobby.
45 seconds left to get into a game. We get into a game. We were disappointed that it was not a tricolor. But then that lightning hits. 100X on Mahi Mahi Resort. The final turf war battle for the Splatfest. And by then my heart was like pounding. Like my disappointment instantly went away.
And mind you, we still don't know like the statistics on how often a 100X battle is, but I think in Splatoon 2 they raised it to like 1 out of 250 battles, which is still a lot. But the fact that we only got one tricolor but 200s, like what the heck are the chances of that?
Yeah, like what the heck? I've heard people get like two 333 X's and 0 tricolors before. It's apparently that rare. Like it's so rare to the point that I think Nintendo, I think it's unfinished. I think Nintendo's treating it as an unfinished project.
Yeah, I have heard that if you were on Team Gear, it was a lot less chance for you of getting a tricolor battle, only because of the popularity of Team Gear. Because he also like only 2 people can queue into a tricolor at a time.
That's very
So
true.
on each team. So you had to share that against 60% of all players that were playing, pretty much. But if you were on any of the other 2 teams, you got to play it a few more times than us.
I'm hoping one of these days I can pick a team that, doesn't win. Maybe I'm just too good at the game, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool to be and not like the best one.
I genuinely hope that Big Man isn't going to be like everyone's stand for like 6 months.
I hope Big Man never wins, because that'd be funny.
He
Just
never
a running
won.
joke.
He never won. That's the problem. Like everyone kind of like gravitates towards Big Man, and then at the end of the Splatfest, it's like a full blown betrayal, and he always loses.
Sometimes Big Man just get. I think Big Man will just get the participation trophies. He'll have a wall of participation trophies that he can smile at by the end of this.
Yeah. Fry will get all the I didn't get any points at all.
Mm-hmm. I think Fry might win like one really pivotal one. And that's it.
The ending one? Last one?
Maybe. I'd be surprised
Double chaos.
If Fry wins the last Splatfest as like the most popular vote or the best member of the team, I would be very mad, because I still am not over the massive forehead. So Nathan, you brought up, or I guess we all have brought up, the game in general, like how it feels to play Turf War, for example. What are your thoughts on this game's Splatoon formula, I guess? Is that...
Given we've seen this game for like basically a month now, actually it's surprising that it's been out for pretty much that long. I'd say it surprises me how much like we've changed. How like we went from being super skeptical, like after the direct, to now which we're like actually spending so much time in this game and treating it like it's its own thing, and always pointing out like, oh, they did this better than they did in Splatoon 2, and this and that. Now, what about you guys? Like, what do you guys think of Splatoon 3 as a whole?
I have not played Splatoon since Splatoon 1 quite a few years ago, and I don't remember it particularly well. However, I do think this game is better. Surprisingly, I think they improved on a couple things.
Oh boy, I wonder why.
Between the 2 times. They might have
Imagine if it
improved
was
on
worse.
1 or 2 things.
Oh, if it was worse, oh man.
They're doing something wrong if it's worse.
I noticed that the Splat Roller sucks in this game, and I'm so mad because it was really good in the first one. But maybe that was changed in Splatoon 2. Maybe it was a gradual change that I just feel like whiplash instead.
Crushes for the win.
Yeah, it's funny. It feels like all the stuff I liked in Splatoon 1, I don't love now. Like I was a Splat Roller and like I guess the equivalent of a grenade launcher, things that shoot up the balls that explode at the end. I just don't like any of them anymore.
Yeah, they've been nerfed, or at least they kind of feel really nerfed at this point.
But weirdly enough, they've improved on everything. But one thing I kind of miss is in Splatoon 1, the loading screen was like an Inkling's dorm room. And I just thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish they kept that, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, you got lockers this time, and dorm rooms is kind of what they want, what other people wanted the lockers to be. I'm sure we'll get it eventually, but
I'm more just the loading screen was just an artwork of a Splatoon dorm room, and I just kind of wish they kept that. Like the loading screen was the dorm rooms, except you got to see how they evolved or something. I don't know. I just thought it was like a cool vibe.
But yeah, that's kind of a product of the Wii U. When you think about it, like the Wii U kind of had all these cool loading screens, and I think with the Switch having that black screen, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
Now, how about you, Dakota? Yeah, your turn.
Do you think this game improved at all?
Well, since I've played 1, 2, and now 3, I have some kind of evolution in my mind. So Splatoon 1, I don't think I played too much, honestly. I don't remember much from it, but it might have
Fair
just been
enough.
because I was pretty young. For Splatoon 2, I played a lot during probably the first month, and then I completely fell off of it. I paid attention to the Splatfest, but I didn't participate. And I think I only have 80 hours in Splatoon 2. And I think it might have just been
Oh.
because stuff didn't feel fair.
Yes, I have to agree.
But in Splatoon 3, everything seems fair and really balanced.
Hmm.
I don't feel
'Cause-
bad when I lose, even when it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Like
think that's
even
just aesthetics, maybe.
even like you can choose any weapon and it'll be good.
Yeah.
But in Splatoon 2, there was only like a handful that would be good. Like shooters, if you chose a shooter, you were probably going to win. But if you
Wait
chose
till,
like
2 months down the line, and it turns out it's bow and arrow meta exclusively.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that scares me.
Some weapons like I definitely don't prefer. Like I don't like chargers. I don't really like the feeling of the shotgun umbrella weapon. I don't like the feeling of the
Mm.
bows. They're kind of,
Yeah.
a little bit more
Gimmicks.
gimmicky. But I like other weapons, and that's good for any game that it has variety. Like in a Call of Duty game, people gravitate towards, I don't know, what was the last one, like MP5s or
Automatic
something.
weapons.
Yeah.
Any
Exclusive,
submachine.
Yeah.
But in this one, you can they don't even. It's weird that they have classes, and each class can be used completely differently on its own. Like
Yeah, they're like
as
independent.
I think
Very different
earlier you
metas.
said that they changed the rollers, and the rollers in the
Yeah.
first game were more of a painting weapon, focused on the turf war aspect. But now it's more of an offense weapon because you can flick it and basically one hit kill anybody.
The dynamo roller mains. Oh boy.
Yeah. And right now, me and Nathan are maining the brushes, so that
Oh,
they feel amazing in this game. But I just want a better,
yeah.
better special connected to it. I hope they release more of them.
Yeah, more variety. Kind of something along the lines of like what Splatoon 2 had. That would
Yeah.
be nice.
Something else I noticed that I just kind of remembered in Splatoon 1 compared to this game, it was really, really easy to get like the entire enemy base painted. Like the entire map was like in Splatoon 1, it was like 80% to 20 was like the average game. Where in this game, if that happens, your enemy team gave up in the last 30 seconds.
Exactly. The way that the maps are designed, and plus that spawning thing, it changed up the meta so much.
Yeah, now that they changed it to like you drop into the map instead of just spawning from a little area that's shielded off.
Yep.
So you can basically change where you want to jump in. So if the guys are like right up against your spawn, which they shouldn't be because most maps are well made that a certain point of the map is inaccessible to the other team.
Yeah.
But if they ever do get over there, I don't know what you would use. No, you can't use a ninja.
Well,
Yeah, there's no way they can.
they gave invincibility to those spawning in now as well.
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
I haven't seen. I think we've seen 84%, but that's the highest I've seen so far. But that's very unlikely.
Very specific map can only do that.
I've only ever seen stuff like that on like Twitter pictures where it's like, haha, yeah, I got 96.
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
okay,
Yeah, like-
well, the enemy
like
team looks like they just they must have just quit,
disgusting
stopped playing the
amount.
game,
Exactly.
like at the last minute, which is like half the game anyway.
I will say, spawn camping still kind of exists. Like even if they tried to take it away, I know Dakota, you and I kind of just we kind of bully people out there. I feel kind of bad, but like when the two of us try using brushes on basically any of the maps there, we end up trapping the other team, and it ends up being a little unfair at that point.
It is kind of fun though, kind of just bullying the other team.
Yeah, when
into
you
a
are
corner.
when you're not on the receiving end, it is a fair and balanced mechanic.
Yeah, but like I don't know, maybe that is something Nintendo. I'm somewhat scared that they might nerf those. If they do nerf those, we probably won't be able to do it as easily.
I don't think it's a problem with the game itself. I think it just might be how the maps are built. And I think if they add any more maps to the game, more than 12 seems like a lot, but when they add more, I think they'll be built with that mechanic in mind. Because Mahi, that was from the second game, which had the little spawn pad. So it had that residual gameplay element.
Well, they do make some tweaks to some maps mid-game, like mid-game life. I know they've done it to Moray Towers back in the days of Splatoon 2, where they made like the middle area a little larger.
Oh
And then
yeah,
I think there's also one more. I think it's Arrow on a Mall or something, where they kind of added a little more turf that you can add, like you can traverse across, and some extra platforms you can climb onto. Minor tweaks here and there.
yeah.
Something else I found is just a nice thing about the game is
Mhm.
that other people die really, like you and other people, everyone dies really quickly. So you
Yeah.
don't really find that there's one person who's just owning the whole game. It's
Yeah.
just it everyone feels pretty manageable because like a couple good hits and they're out. So it's like you don't feel like, oh, okay, it's I don't know, if you're playing like Overwatch or something and there's like the one, I don't know, Junkrat who is just destroying everyone else in the game and no one can touch him,
It's
and it's very frustrating. In Splatoon it's like, oh, okay, maybe that person with the roller is annoying, but like everyone else can take them out pretty easily.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that was something that Nintendo had to learn from because in the first game that was a massive problem.
Oh
There
boy,
was
yes.
some abilities that you could put onto your gear. I think it was called like ink armor or something, and people
Mhm.
just max it out, and that basically just gives you more health.
Yeah, it was
and
so bad.
and having one tank guy who can have a shooter in his hand just kill everybody, and it's not like it regenerates. That's like a permanent thing. Ink just does less damage. Period. And I think they removed half of that. Like they did like a sub ink armor in the second game, and then they
Yeah,
removed that entirely.
yeah. It
So
was
I'm
it was
glad
very
that everybody's on the same
Yeah,
page.
yes. Yeah.
because it kind of
Well,
feels like as much as the little abilities are nice and good, you don't have to use them to
Yeah.
like win a game,
and like I
which is
guess the same thing could be said with specials too. Like they kind of the specials that they chose aren't necessarily game breaking anymore in the sense that they make the players invincible. It's more like use at your own discretion. If you screw up, that's completely your fault. And
hmm
kind of
like
wish they were invisible if I'm being completely honest.
there is one
Because I
that's
think
close.
the most tilting thing in the game is when you're running around with one of your specials and then you just die, and it's like, because like
Well,
they're only up for a few seconds, and most of the time, by the time you're done slamming like the big hammer, you look
mhm.
back and all the areas recovered and recovered. You did
I mean
nothing,
that is kind of the point. Like you just gotta like now you kind of have to strategize how you use them, or else you accidentally
I
die.
guess.
Whereas in the previous games, you could get away with maybe some invincibility, or for some reason you kill them instantly. Like I'm sort of glad they got rid of Splashdown because of that, because I've gotten I got so many cheesy kills in
It's
Splatoon 2
It's
just
so
by
weird to me that they got
jumping.
rid of the big whale horn or whatever it's called, because that's the that's the
Well,
ultimate in Smash Bros. It's
well, they
so
did. It got changed to the what do you call it? The one with the laser beams. Killer
I
Whale.
think it's
oh
also called Whale, but I don't remember what the full name is.
Killer Whale 5.1, as in
Yeah.
5.1 surround sound.
Oh, I didn't even
Well,
realize that reference.
yeah, yeah, Dolby 5.1. I don't know. Um, yeah. So basically, it's a little more fair at this point, I think.
Yeah.
I think the only one that gives you like inherent invincibility for quite a bit is Booyah Bomb, and I don't think you need your entire team to actually destroy the armor, which is
hmm
very rare, and nobody would actually know how to do that. But everything else, you kind of have some sort of weakness. The stamp, obviously from Splatoon 2, you can't turn around as easily. The tank, the top side is exposed. Reef slider, same idea. The top is exposed, and the other ones are just weapons that you have to use. And if you don't use them right, you die.
Yeah, and I think I saw a really good point somewhere. It was either Twitter or YouTube, but somebody made the comparison between the two between the specials between Splatoon 2 and 3, where
Hmm.
Splatoon 2's specials were focused on like moving the enemy team somewhere you don't want them. Like the
Yeah.
giant sound wave one from the Ultimate from Smash. That one was literally just to move the enemy team somewhere else so your
Hmm.
team can get into it. Um, same with I don't know. I guess the splashdown was kind of the same thing. That was more of attacking, but the ones in Splatoon 3 are now like greedy and basically player based for kills.
Yeah.
Because the tank, you can't turf anything with the tank.
Yeah, like unless you actually committed to doing it, but
Yeah,
it's meant
but
for
that
kills.
one's meant for kills to defend a point, and
Mhm.
that's what turf war kind of is once you get
Mhm.
down to it. It's just a King of the Hill game.
Maybe
Yeah.
I haven't played. Maybe it's because I haven't played anything outside of Turf War. But
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man kind of sucks.
Spider-Man kind of sucks. Oh, that's a hot take.
Is it
Yeah,
a hot take? I hate Spider-Man.
I've gotten so many cheesy kills with that. I've gotten so actually, you know what's really good for? Taking out campers. Literally
yeah.
the only reason that exists, like the only benefit is to take out campers. So anyone with like a charger or a splat lane, sure, go take them out because they're really annoying.
Yeah, I think the ninja or Spider-Man special is only really good for any of the melee weapons. So any of the splatanas or the kind of
Brush.
rollers, and the brush is kind of the main
Easily the
one.
brush.
Now there's only 2 brushes in the game, and
Yeah,
I have
that's
to deal with the whale special. I'm kind of waiting for a Booyah Bomb one. I think that'll be the perfect mix.
they probably won't do that if they realize how badly balanced it'd be.
Yeah, I'm literally grinding to get like perfect gear, so I can have like infinite ammo.
Yep. That's the one thing. That's the one drawback, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough.
I just click the ones I think look cool. The
Yeah.
Oh
clothes.
yeah, that's true.
It's a delicate balance. I don't want to have like a maxed out gear set, but I look like an idiot. I want to have cool
Yeah.
looking armor.
That's kind of the iffy thing about it. They still haven't really gotten that situation fixed, where like
Yeah.
I
you'd have
kind
to
of
wear
wish.
garbage armor just to actually perform well.
I wish there was more customization on the Inkling. I understand like having more than 3 options is kind of overwhelming, but I don't know. I wish there was just more like little things, be it like face paint or optional things like glasses or something that don't affect your stats. Because it does kind of feel like the clothes are good, but a lot of Inklings do kind of look the same, just in general, because there isn't a huge amount of hair options and there
Hmm.
are quite a few clothes, but I don't know. Kind of wish there was just a little something more.
Wait until
Yeah.
Splatoon becomes a simulation game. That's when we'll get that.
Before the game came out, people were theorizing that the glasses on the Viking hat were a
Mhm.
separate item that you could equip. But then that
Oh,
just, yeah, that's not true, as we know.
ruined expectations.
I don't know what else they could do other than, like, I think changing the species of your character is probably the most they can do. And then that'll
Yeah.
basically triple the amount of customization.
Yeah, they've already done the most they could. Just maybe extra hairstyles if they can get more creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would even would I pay
Think
for more hairstyles?
I would not pay for more hairstyles. No.
Maybe if it was like $2 for a hairstyle pack. Yeah.
I don't think I would pay for those, but I might just be spoiled. I think I might just be spoiled by Metopia.
Yeah.
Metopia did give you too many
Metopia.
options. Metopia gave you
Metopia
too many
wiped out.
options, and now I'm like, every game should have this.
Metopia wiped out every other game with the me customization option.
It's insane that they don't. They have to put that kind of me customization in like every other kind of game. It'd be so like that should just be a basic thing you can now add to your Mii's in general. That'd be
I
so
mean,
much fun.
like considering how much time people are already wasting on lockers, would you
I
really
have
want that
West.
too?
Well, it doesn't even be in Splatoon. I'm just more thinking like in general, the
General
me creator on the Switch should include that. I didn't
and
spend like 12 hours of my life making a bunch of different Metopia things just to never play Metopia. I want to use them otherwhere. I want to use them everywhere else.
fair point.
Anyway, off that
R-
topic.
Right. Yeah, the lockers. Do we even want to talk about
I do
those?
love the locker.
Yeah,
I
why
do
not?
like all the lockers are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like people will do funky things, but most of the
Very
time
cool.
it's the Easter Island head in a precarious situation.
Or there's just the other what was that head called? The like bear looking one? Um
Oh yeah, the one from I think it's from an amiibo,
yeah, that one. It look
like the mascot head.
the mascot head, the cursed looking one. Yeah, people
Yeah.
always make like a mecha mascot or something inside their lockers.
I mean, Tyler has a mecha island head with a gun.
I do have a Mecha Island head.
Oh my gosh.
I
I
just
just need more
customize.
stickers. I just
I
need to
More
just
fill the
stickers.
entire thing with stickers.
Uh,
I just customize mine how like my legitimate locker would look like if I was in that world.
And
yeah.
Like
that's on my lock.
I'm collecting the variations of the like the game parodies. They have like a GameCube box. They have SNES
Oh,
boxes.
I didn't realize
Um,
that. They actually do?
they also have a Nintendo Switch one, but I haven't ran into it yet.
Oh,
Like
well,
it's just
okay.
literally a Nintendo Switch game with
More
the
gambling.
red icon on the top left.
Oh,
Gambling
shoot.
It's
time.
really cool.
Who
What else to
loves
say?
gambling?
Yeah, I'm not paying 30,000 a roll.
Yeah, I forgot.
What if you get
The
it?
game's
But what
ga-
if you get it?
That's true. What if?
going
That's
through
so.
this game's gacha just to get
Next roll, you
Splatoon 3 is a
definitely have it.
gacha.
What else
You
is
haven't
there?
got
Oh,
it this many times.
there's like a full manga collection that you can get, like giant manga books that are based on shonen, and it's like there's like no, wait,
What
there's like
the
60
heck?
volumes you can get,
Jeez, what the heck?
so you can turn your entire locker
All for
into.
Just
all
like
for
me
some
for real,
goddamn
for
locker?
real.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
don't.
so cool.
I didn't realize it was that crazy. I thought it was just base level, like like anything Splatoon. But no, they just went pop culture above and beyond.
I think there's also like books that are like parodies on popular books in real life.
Heck,
Wow, there's so much more to do than make a silly Easter Island mech.
right? Yeah,
I'm
like make put like one single stand and a gun pointed right at you.
I
Oh.
do hope they give us the ability to make their lockers bigger. I think there's only 3 tiers. There's like the smallest, medium, and largest. I hope
Yeah.
they become bigger because I need more
Yes, please.
space.
Or how about just give us
I
an
need more
apartment?
space for my manga collection. It's
Actually,
everywhere.
Exactly.
Actually, an apartment would be a bad idea because think of how messy some people's apartments could be.
That feels
I
like
mean,
a Splatoon 4 thing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's too big of a.
Oh man, we could go on and on about customization, can we?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing about any game. As many should know.
As many should know, simulation and customization.
This is probably the biggest question. Biggest and most important.
Yeah.
How many Splatoons do you think there will be before a Mario Kart?
Probably one more.
One
You're
more
thinking
before
one
Mario
more
Kart 9
Splatoon
hits.
before we get another Mario Kart?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more.
The fact that they're
Okay.
releasing Mario Kart tracks until what, February 2023 or something? Past February 2023?
Something along the lines of keeping the game alive for
Yeah.
a lot of years.
And just for the fact that if they work on that, this is the same team. Splatoon is the same team that works on Mario Kart. So
And the lead producer works on Animal Crossing as well.
that too. So I would have to assume that if they flip flop between, we're either getting a new Animal Crossing next, which
I
that's
think we're gonna
unlikely.
get. To be honest, I feel like we're gonna get. Well, yeah, that's true. It could be years, but who knows?
Yeah. Or a new Mario Kart, and therefore a new Mario Kart will come out around 2027. And we should have a Splatoon game by then. Or a new console. But
I
having
think
3 Splatoon games on one console is a little much.
That sounds overkill. That sounds like overkill.
I think they have to wait to the next console to release Mario Kart, because it feels like at this point you can't really release that many massive games anymore because you want to save those for the next console.
Yeah.
And there's also expectations to be met.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Breath of the Wild 3 is the last big Nintendo game.
And they'll
on
do
this-
release it on the Switch and the next thing.
Oh,
Yeah, like the first Breath of the Wild.
they
Exactly.
they love doing multi-platform releases there.
That would be
that's
literally
weird.
third time, and that's weird.
Third time's the charm.
Anyway, speaking of kind of DLC, they did announce that they're going to be releasing DLC for this game. I'm assuming it's going to be sometime next summer.
Yeah.
And it has to do with Pearl and Marina, but I honestly don't really know where it could go.
There is actually something in the map that's been bugging me. Like in Splatsville Square, how like on
Okay.
the left side of the studio there is this giant area leading to the subway system,
That is true. And it's like blocked
and
off with tape.
blocked off with tape. And what else do you hear? You hear there is like mysterious beeping sounds that you normally hear when you're going through gates. And of all the places in like Splatsville Square, that's the only place where you can actually hear some distinct noise. Not not like, if you go to a shop you hear cooking or something, uh, or if you like go to the sewers you hear like water running. No. This is
Mhm.
the only spot on the map where you get a unique sound.
Hmm.
Which
But that's
bugs
just a theory. A switch clicks theory.
it bugs me a lot that this could just be the entrance to the DLC.
Which is somewhat what they did with the Octo expansion, right? There was like
Yep.
a blocked off area.
Yep, subway system to the right, left left of the studio.
Hmm.
For the longest time ever, we were like, "Oh, this probably is going to be the entrance to the DLC." Because what else is here?
Yeah.
What do you know? It is.
And throughout the Splatsville, I honestly think it's a bit empty. There's like 5 doors you can go into, and that's really it. Like
Yeah,
you can explore a lot, but it doesn't really go anywhere. But
yeah.
that's besides the point.
I mean, there is that back alley. During Splatfest, they open up restaurants there, but that's like aesthetics, pure
Yeah.
aesthetics at that point.
But what is the thing that people would buy the DLC for? Because last time it was, oh, you can play as an Octoling. But what is the big quote unquote game changer or cosmetic change that they would add? We
Well,
want another type of Octoling, Squidling, or it's not Squidling, Inkling.
I've
One
already
of those two.
listed out what could be added to the DLC.
All right. So actually, we have a list. So I'm just gonna two things. Two things. One,
Mhm.
more likely, less wanted. Salmonling or something like that.
Salmon Lings?
Second,
I'm sure that's on
second,
Nathan's list, honestly.
That is
significantly
instantly
more
on my list.
height and dare I say, big. A big manling, and that's what they're called. Big manling.
Not
Big
Mantlings?
No,
Just
no,
Big
no. Big
Manling?
manlings.
Oh,
Man.
And
shoot.
then it's just big man, but with like funky hairdos. And it breaks the game because your hitbox is double the size.
Also, I'm not sure if they confirmed are Fry and Shiver Inklings.
Yes, they are.
Okay, I wasn't too sure because they have a theme of shark and eels. So
Schiffer is an Octoling, Fire is is an Inkling.
okay, I wasn't totally sure. I couldn't tell. And with this salmonoid ings, whatever we're gonna call those, salmonlings, I guess.
I've seen plenty of fan art for it. Pretty
Yeah, if you check
I've
out
seen-
Nathan's Twitter, yeah, I think you've replied to a few of them. They're
I've
also
replied
pretty
and
good.
retweeted. Yeah, they look pretty
Mhm.
convincing to me.
It's just basically a human version of Small Fry, which is a little weird, but sure.
But the hairstyles do kind of match up though. Like if you
Yeah.
just took the Small Fry hairstyles and just put them on a humanoid version.
So the
Um,
story for the DLC, I think I might have some kind of theory because in the Sunken Scrolls, they detail in the single player, they detailed where Pearl and Marina were, and I think they went into the underground and started doing rock music. That was like one of the
rock
details.
music.
I think it was rock music, rock rap music. I think they focused on that.
Not surprised.
So I think it's either we're probably going to go to the underground, whatever that is, and then it could be like a secret agent thing where we're doing hitman missions.
Hitman mission? Oh my gosh! What
That would
Agent
be
8
hype.
suddenly? Agent 8 turns to some hitman.
It would have to be like Agent 9 or something, because 3
that's
times
true.
3
Which
is
is
9.
just Hitman game.
3 times 3 is 9. Oh, okay. I know what you. Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know what you would gain for that. Maybe a suit.
Okay, yeah, guaranteed they could be a suit or some aesthetic thing, but I'm not sure what else they could introduce. There was one other customization I kind of brought up. I guess one and a half. I guess in case you missed the extra video I posted about this was this was me talking about the demo. I basically said, what if they were to introduce the rabbits, the beta rabbits? This because Splatoon was designed originally with rabbits in mind before they decided to go on Inklings, and I was like, hold on a second, this game has mammals now.
Yeah.
What if they brought back fully fledged like rabbits, and they were in that same spaceship as the two cats, Judd and Little Judd. Like, what if that was going to be the case? And
That is
a
quite the
cloning.
theory.
And what if there was like a cloning? Like, what if the plot of the DLC was focused on some sort of cloning, and that mammals actually successfully came back,
Hmm.
and then we got to
Maybe.
play rabbits?
I mean, this is slightly spoiler territory. Maybe just fast forward like 2 minutes. But in the story mode, the bear was bear number 3. So
Yes.
where is bear number 1 and 2?
That's
Fast forward.
The
Trying to go
bear number
ahead.
1 was actually a rabbit. No, he probably was. Maybe he's in the underground. He's a mob boss. He's making rabbits.
holy sh. Oh,
I don't know.
dude.
Number
I don't know
1
if-
is probably in the upside down. It's true.
Yeah, maybe the rabbits being a playable character is a little much. Because why are this is a question that the developers had to ask. Why are rabbits shooting ink and dying from water?
That was the original question. Yes. So who knows what can happen?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean,
I
drowning.
mean, that would be a
in water
cool twist at the end. Like if
Yeah.
they did. Yeah. Guess what? All the things that you've been fighting so far, they've been rabbits. That's why they're jumping so high. And then there's your mix or something.
That'd be the biggest 180 ever.
It's Sonic. That's the new one because he doesn't like water, and you can make up
that's
some
true.
reason why he goes into ink.
What other like water animals are there?
Well, there's like a bunch of the jellies that you can.
Fish.
I don't want to play like a jelly.
Ooh,
That's kind of weird.
shark.
Cuttlefish.
They have a little fin that sticks out when they're under the ink,
We have seen a couple sharks in this game, so
Yeah.
or a
And
dolphin.
eels too.
can't be a shrimp either because the shrimps are too tall.
Yeah.
But what about the dolphin?
Dolphin. I believe we've seen dolphins in this game.
A giant snout.
They're mammals.
Yeah.
They are mammals. Come to think of it,
Oh yeah, wait a minute.
they are mammals.
Splatoon 4, but it's like a hero shooter where each
Dude.
race gives you different
Oh,
things.
cringe.
Shut the
Ew. Oh,
Okay,
yikes. Don't ruin my Splatoon.
But hold on. Shut the front door. You just gave me an idea. What if that third customization happens to be some like aquatic mammal, based on an aquatic mammal? Like, what if that DLC introduces that? Could be a whale. It could be based off a whale.
The bear mob boss does some science and fuses inklings or water animals with
Humanoid.
mammals.
Humanoid dolphins.
I did what my brother before me could not do. Something like that. Actually, he wouldn't say that. He would just go.
Oh, that's true.
I've mixed together an unholy combination of creatures. Now you can play as platypi.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Ducks.
Now, what were some other things they introduced? Right. Table turf.
I have not played this.
Really?
Why have you not played those?
I have not touched this at all. I'm
played
like,
them
there's no
religiously.
guns in this. And then I
What are you
flip the table in
talking
front of
about?
the
What are
guy's
you talking
face.
about? Flip a card. There's a gun on there.
Oh, I can't shoot in this. And then I flip the table, and the guy got mad at me. That's my experience.
But they're collector cards, though. They're collector
Kind of.
cards.
True.
I will say I have no like connection to any of these cards I'm playing with.
Yeah, because none of them are holographic. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are. Some of them are gold and like rainbow.
Yeah, but they don't have like the full holographic card. But
Yeah.
get.
I got
True.
a full art Marini. That's a Pokemon.
There's no
Marina.
There's no market for these. You just get them as you go, and you toss them out if you have one already.
How long into the physical media?
Like
only in Japan through my Nintendo.
God,
A few
dang
months. Definitely
Yeah.
through that way.
That tracks.
Nathan, what level are you in Table Turf?
Table turf. I gotta double check that. Last I checked was like 14, 15.
I think I'm level 20.
Nice.
I don't
The
know
only
what
time-
level I am.
The only time I've ever been playing table turf was when I had no internet connection.
You can play that without an internet connection?
Yep, you can play offline.
Oh damn.
Okay, you can't get new cards though because you have to go to the lobby.
Yo,
Yeah.
like
there's
any
2 things you can do without Nintendo Switch Online in this game.
exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Let's go.
This thing saved me from Nintendo Switch on. No, not really. I mean,
Wait,
last
yeah, because you can only play with the starter pack though, because you can't go to the lobby to claim your new cards.
unless you do go to the lobby and then you collect the cards from there while you're online, and then go offline and you'd
Mm,
have them in your inventory.
I
Hmm.
see.
That's
Clever.
exactly what I do whenever I play table turf. I just, every time I get home and I have some unlocked cards, I just hop online, go to the lobby, grab some cards, and then by the time the next day I'm offline, I hop onto table turf with some brand new cards.
I've been kind of just playing it when I get rid or when I'm getting tired of Turf War. So I go to Card Turf War.
You play the discount. You play the poor man's turf war. Just
Pretty much.
Wow,
yeah.
you really are addicted to this game. When I get bored of Turf War, I turn off the Switch.
Oh boy.
I mean, I can switch off to the anarchy modes, but yes. I'm also glad that they have some customization in those cards because they have the
Yeah.
different sleeves.
Yeah.
But the amount of statistics you need to unlock half the stuff is crazy. Like
I know.
I think
Jeez.
to get I think you can get each character. You can get sleeves for each character, but you have to beat that character like 100 times,
What the heck?
which is insanity.
I'm not spending that even. I'm not gonna spend that much time, even if I'm like offline for half the day.
Yeah, like what are there? Like 20. If there's 20 turns in a game,
20 turns in a
and
game,
each turn maybe takes 15, 20 seconds.
and assuming
That's
you're skilled enough to know how to beat the opponent.
yeah. So wait, what's the math there? 20 turns, 20 times 20 seconds.
Yeah. 400 something. Or
That's
4,000?
400. That's
400.
six and a half minutes per game.
6.5 minutes per game. Okay, so
Which means 6.6 times 100. Well, of course, that's going to be that. Divided by 60. That's 11 hours to get one sleeve that nobody else sees.
this is almost just as bad as getting the custom moves from Smash 4. But you have to do both versions of it too.
Yeah, I mean, you can unlock them using the catalog, which I assume they'll add more each season. But
Yeah.
still, like everybody's
That is
gonna have that one.
stupid.
But if you want some quote unquote exclusive ones, then you'll have to play for 11 hours straight.
Play for 11 hours straight each character, just the same
That's
way
if you win
unlock-
every single time.
Assuming you do win every time. So it's even worse than getting the Smash 4 custom moves.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as the badges on your like name tag. Like to get a gold badge of
gosh.
anything takes a lot.
It takes a lot, and yeah, don't even. That's the thing with this game. It's like if you want to be a completionist, good luck. Good luck. Just cut off like maybe 2 years or 3 from your life, and there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all the pros will have the time.
I'm sorry, but I cannot get this image out of my head. It's a Splatoon themed YouTube, and it's a Inkling doing like a pog face pointing at a like unopened box of these cards, and it's like
Oh,
it'll be trainer box opening for whatever this game's called.
And the currency appears on the screen as well.
And then it's like
Yeah.
bracket hollow close bracket.
I mean, there are super rare gold cards, so that's
Bracket
what people are looking
gold
for.
question mark bracket.
Sooner or later, we're gonna have to start making some card opening videos for Splatoon now.
That is such a bad idea. But
Hey,
you know what? Go for it.
Oh, it'll be a nice follow up to our Pokemon card openings.
Hey, yes.
So maybe the last thing is a play by tier ranking. Now we will do an official ranking sometime in the future. We are working on a video for that. But the current ranking, I guess for me, would be A tier. I'm sure in a few months when I log off the game for a while, it'll become B tier. But it's A tier.
I think I'm running like a B tier as well.
Okay. A tier.
Yeah.
There's a lot left to be desired. Even though I love this game, I could play it to death. It's still an A tier. It can't be an S tier until
Yeah.
until
It's
it
not
proves
perfect.
itself. It's not perfect. Both
There's-
on all ends of it. Like there are problems with the multiplayer. There's missing content in the single player. You name it.
Yeah, and there's like a million different quality of life things they need to fix, which will
Yes.
probably be fixed in Splatoon 4, so
Or by the end of this game, maybe.
maybe, but I don't see them adding anything like that. They
Yeah.
had to wait till the third game to fix half the stuff in Splatoon 2.
Well, that's because they changed the net code. I don't think they're ever going to change that for a while. Even Splatoon 4.
Yeah. If they do, Nintendo will make us pay more for it.
Buy another game.
That's true.
Right, yeah. Give me my Inner Agent 3 boss fight again. I need something like that. I need some ridiculously difficult boss fight that's unfair.
I don't particularly want that. If I'm being completely honest.
I actually don't even remember if I beat him in that expansion. I don't remember. I don't think I did, honestly.
It is I mean, yeah, sure, yeah. I wouldn't say how difficult it is.
I recently watched a video on it, and he just made it look so easy.
It can be easy if you force it to be easy, but
Yeah.
otherwise.
He was like
Yeah,
dancing around the little walls to
Yeah,
avoid something.
that wall is your best friend. I hope Nintendo brings some sort of boss fight like that back because I really do love seeing some sort of secret 100% boss fight. Like I remember they did that with Super Mario Odyssey, and then they did that with Age of Calamity. It was perfect.
Wait, did they do that with Age of Calamity? Why would you
technically-
100% that game?
Well, 100%ing it is not actually that bad. It takes like 50
You
hours.
you are a biased source of information.
No,
on
it
this
takes like
topic.
I swear it takes only like
no
50
one can take your advice. Actually,
It takes only 50 hours. It doesn't take
it's
like
only
300.
Wow. Okay, never mind. I'm opening up my schedule to beat
Breath
Age
of
of
the
Calamity
Wild.
now.
Breath of the Wild takes 300.
That's
Actually, that takes
true.
like 100. Yeah, that takes so much longer than Age of Calamity. Trust me.
Bro, Breath of the Wild's good.
Oof.
Yeah, but you have to sit through and collect 900 pieces of poo.
Thank you for joining us and discussing our first impressions of Splatoon 3. We'd love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes. Join our community Discord server to continue today's discussion. And we'll see you next time on the Switch Clicks podcast.